We're live. We've been live for, it says we've been live for 16 seconds, but I don't know.
Oh, shoot.
16 seconds. That's not long.
Yeah.
We said the C word and all that.
You crumb bum.
Let me say. It says we've been live for 16 seconds. Oh. I had to turn that down.
Yeah.
Did you see what I named it? It says round table to the fifth power squared.
Where?
I don't know where. It's on the Facebook. Hi everybody. Good evening. Hi everybody. Hi Bill. Miss you.
What is you're still there's closed captioning for some reason. I don't understand why.
You have your mute
look at it live. Are you seeing closed captioning on yours?
Closed captioning.
Look at this. Hi from South Africa. Hello.
Yeah, baby. Awesome.
Sweet.
Hello.
Hi, Kenny. Hi, Bidler. Listen, did you see what he's doing to me? Do you see the stuff he's been putting on my Facebook with all these, like, all this doll crap? Hi, Dee.
Oh, that one was really good.
that marionette looked like a marionette thing. I'm like, no, no.
He's so evil.
It was so
creepy. He really is.
Where were you, Kenny, with those dolls?
I don't even want to know. He's at his house. He's like, you know, hello from Philadelphia. Hi. How's Billy?
Not too long ago.
So the first, you know, it's awesome that we have like a lot of people like from our, like, you know, our normal people, which closed captioning is a Facebook add-on. You got to go into your own settings and turn it off.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. So it's just automatic. I
just says no dolls. I agree. Thank you. So last week we had Daryl Marson from Ghost Hunters on. And then after the show, he had reached out to me. And he asked if Paranormal Brew would like to join his streaming platform. He said that he thinks we have a really good show. He thinks that we, you know, that we have, you know, a potential, and he loves how he liked us and everything. So he reached out to me and said, you know, would you, you know, mind, you know, we'll have a meeting about it. We'll talk about it and see if you guys want to just jump on. It's called Paranormal Warehouse. We'll still be Paranormal Brew, you know, but they'll be basically streaming it live for us onto Facebook, onto YouTube, and then making it into also a podcast to be onto iTunes. So we're looking forward to that. That's not till July 1st. But yeah, so we're still just going to be doing it, and we're still going to do StreamYard and all that stuff. It's just that they're doing kind of the work for us, you know. Hi, Rick. Kenny said
it was a haunted flea market.
A haunted flea market. Like, where is a haunted flea market? Or are you just calling it a so-called haunted
There's no such
market?
thing as a haunted flea market.
Kenny says it's haunted. It's haunted.
Oh, really? So you agree it's a haunted flea market?
No.
How many haunted dolls did you get, Kenny?
It's a haunted doll.
Are they possessed?
Yes, they all are. This is my thing. So he had this, Kenny had this. This is my first time watching. Well, welcome, Rick. Thank you for joining us. I'm glad you joined us. We really break tonight. Usually we have a guest on, but tonight we're just roundtable in it. So if you have any questions or anything like that, just ask. So, you know, we can always, you know, get a topic going or whatever. But so last week, Kenny had a show on. Now I was a little buzzed, so I kept on commenting on things, and like the shows, like, you know, you can't keep up with it, right? So like I'm commenting as he's talking, but then he's not getting to my comments, and then he's like, I don't even know what you're talking about. So he was talking about the divot box or whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't say it. The divot box, right? And somebody had said, you know, he goes, they're not, it's nothing, it's not haunted. I'm like, well, if it had a doll on top of that box, it is. You can't, if there's a doll associated with anything, then that thing is haunted. And he wasn't, and I kept saying, And then Rob's yelling at me. He's like, he's not going to get it because it's too far behind. And I was like, okay.
How much Gettysburg Rebel Red were you drinking when you were with Penny?
So everything. And then I think people started to think I was like serious, because every time somebody would ask a question, they're like, why do people think that dolls are creepy? I'm like, because they're possessed, you know? And it was like, why does everybody think dolls are possessed? I'm like, because they are. I'm like, Annabelle is the worst. Annabelle is real. Is possessed.
They're possessed with the souls of children.
Yeah.
I never liked like Raggedy Ann dolls. I never liked. I didn't even have them. I didn't have baby dolls. I do have one at home at the other house that I'll have to bring over. Somebody gave it to me. We were supposed to sell it, but the face of it crackled from the sun, and it just looks so creepy and cool that actually I like this one. So I don't know, maybe this one is really, really haunted because I actually like it.
Oh, there's a question by Rick.
I have a couple questions. Yeah,
this is a Gettysburg question. You can read it.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Oh, have you ever gone to any of the haunted tours while in Gettysburg, and which one is your favorite? Okay,
so listen, Rick, you came to the right place to talk about this. Okay? We are at Gettysburg. Every show we talk about Gettysburg, and yes, early on when I first started going to Gettysburg, I did go do some of the ghost tours. Now the ghost tours, just so you know, the ones that are in town on Steinwire Ave, like where you go in and they're like trying to get you to join their tours, you know, those are more or less walking you around the town and telling you ghost stories.
Yeah.
There's a couple that if you're going to be going, I will private message you because I really don't want to, you know, bad name anybody or anything like that. But there are one or two that I would stay away from just because it's more of a money gimmick. However, you have, if you go to Ghosts of Gettysburg, it's Mark Nesbitt and it's Pam and Steve Barry. They're right on Steinwire Ave. It's Gettysburg Ghost Exchange and Ghosts of Gettysburg. They're together. They do tours, and I'm sorry, they don't do tours. They do investigations. So you can do investigations at the orphanage. You can do it at Cashtown Inn, and then you can do them at Jenny Wade, which they offer. And then they also have their own place, the Lookout House, which you can sign up and do investigations there. So the tours are more just like you're walking around and, you know, they're telling you ghost stories. But if you want to actually do an investigation, I would go to the
Gettysburg Ghost Exchange.
Thank you. Gettysburg Ghost Exchange, Ghost of Gettysburg. So those are, but yeah, we can set you up with that.
So which one's your favorite then? As far as place, I guess.
I guess places to investigate in Gettysburg. That's hard. I mean,
yeah, it's hard. It's hard
because the entire town is just awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say if I had to pick somebody that I would go do anything ghostly related, it would be Gettysburg Ghost Exchange, Pam and Steve. You know.
Yeah.
So hi Gina, hi Tina.
Tina, D, everyone, hello.
Yeah. Brian has a question. I hope that answered. If you have any more questions about Gettysburg, please do not hesitate to ask. It's our favorite. It's our favorite subject.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there's so many spirits too in Gettysburg. You know, the drinking kind and the.
Yes, that's true. You know, and that's cool because you go to the Dobbins house and get a rum vengeance, which is amazing. But they only limit you 2 per person, and you're downstairs in the tavern where the old spring is, and you know, you just everywhere you go.
What's going on?
God forbid. No.
That's unusual.
So, question: should you use a Ouija board?
AKA talking board. Supposedly.
If you know how to use it, you have to open and close it, and the prayers and all this and that. I think. I mean, there's people out there that'll probably tell you it's just a game, and then it's your intent behind it. I personally would never use a Ouija board on an investigation. I have my recorder and I have other stuff. I mean, I don't know how you feel about it. I know there are people that do use them, and they use them the right way, and they're successful in whatever it is answers that they're trying to get. But me personally would never use one because I don't know how.
I have never used one since I was a kid with my mom. But as far as using them, I mean, a lot of people have mixed feelings. I think we were taught, they're really, really bad, and they, but those are people who didn't know what they were doing and using the divination for wrong reasons. Mm-hmm. But ghost hunting, considering a lot of the things that we use are divination, and it's a yes/no question. And it's the same thing with, our recorders and our pendulums and all sorts of other things that we use for the questions and answers. So that basically you're supposed to protect yourself, going into an investigation and leaving an investigation. It's the same thing with, the Ouija board. You are supposed to, there are rules that apply with, opening and closing that board. So as long as you do that and do it safely, I don't see a reason, but like I said, for good reasons, not good, you know what I mean? Like, not good reason to bring up. But you know what I mean? Some people use it for bad reasons or the wrong reasons. So that's what you got to watch out.
Yeah. And a lot of the things, I mean, you got to think are intent. It's like, what's your intention behind it? Kenny said, know how to use it. The instructions are on the box. So yeah.
It's only good if it moves by itself. Otherwise, it's basically, the mechanism, anything that you like put your fingers on, you can, you subconsciously or you consciously are really moving it. There's no scientific proof that Ouija boards work, but it is a faith-based mystic arts tool. Yeah. And it can be used if you believe that something else may use it and use it for its own will. But in terms of, I don't know.
Yeah, because we had a case. Remember the case that they threw away the Ouija board and it came back in the house, and then they ripped it up and it came back in the house together, and then they burned it and it still came back in the house.
Where was I in this?
No, this was one of the groups that we won't mention. That was a case that it actually affected the family so much that they, therapy, they weren't the same again. Yeah. It just messed them up completely.
I think go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's okay. But you're right. You got to watch what you're doing, or where you got it from, because it could have came from whoever used it that was using it for those bad reasons, and they just got it. But yeah, it totally messed them up.
Yes. So yes, Kurt. Yes. So I'm getting my hair done tomorrow, and my hairdresser likes my hair dirty, she says, because the color stays better. So I haven't washed my hair. However, it's getting really hot in here with these lights, so I think the hat's going to come off soon because I cannot. It's really hot. So I don't know how much longer I don't know how guys do it. I really don't. But to say what you're saying, though, I really do think, the mind is such a powerful thing, right? So we always say it's what the intent is behind anything you're doing, So if I hand you a bag of salt and I say, this is, and if it's not, but I tell you, and you trust me, you believe in me, right? And I say, this has been blessed by the Pope, it's sea salt, and holy water was sprinkled on it, and the divine light touched it. So all you got to do is put this around your house, and nothing evil can come in, right? And if that person takes that and in their head, believes that, when they're doing it, the intention that they're putting out there, it's like a placebo. You know what I mean? They're going to believe it. So things that they thought were happening, they're going to be like, okay, that's not happening anymore so they're going to start to find logical reasons as to, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me say, hey, Tanner, I just want to say something. Let's keep this fucking show wholesome, okay?
I live in Virginia myself.
So there not long ago. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. My sister lives out there. My sister lives outside of Fredericksburg. We went to Manassas. Bull Run. We went to Bull Run. Went to the Battle Bull Run. Awesome. Taryn, you got to go with your significant other, Mr. Rob, and it's awesome. Bull Run's was the big boys battle. That's when the Civil War really kicked off, and people realized it's no game.
Yeah, you'll definitely have to go.
Well, all the battles were basically fought in Virginia.
Speaking of Gettysburg, hi, Dustin.
Hey, Dustin.
Just in time, we're just talking about the Civil War. Oh.
Hey, Chris. So here's the guy from South Africa, Daryl.
Uh-huh.
My mom passed away
2 years ago.
Yeah, go ahead. 2 years ago. All of her porcelain dolls all over the house. She always said, when I'm not around anymore, I will be watching. Do I get rid of them? Relationships don't last. So, it's all in. I have a lot of around right here is my dad's bullet and his handcuff key, from, he was a police officer. He passed away. It's all in what you want to do. You don't need dolls to know that your mom's watch is keeping an eye on you. You know what I mean? The dolls necessarily. Now, me, I wouldn't have dolls for sure. But if it's something sentimental to you, keep them.
Yep.
That's not. I don't think that you throwing them out, she's going to go away. She's still going to be watching over her boy. Trust me. Just driving through Facebook and ran into your show. Hi, George. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We basically talk about, usually we have a guest on, but tonight we're just talking about whatever. It started out talking about dolls.
So it's like a round table. So we just go around and just get any questions and then kind of go shooting the shit, really.
Hi, from Bearded Paranormal.
Heck yeah. All right.
Thanks for checking in every week. Brian, thank you so much.
Thank you. I guess, again, since we have a little bit more people, I guess we could tell them again about the Paranormal Warehouse.
Yeah, so last week we had Daryl Morrison on from Ghost Hunters, and him and two other people have a streaming platform. And it's called Paranormal Warehouse, where all these other shows go on, and they will. Hi, James. James, you got to come on our show.
Actually, I was going to just say that. You took the words. When the warehouse comes on.
Yeah. So July 1st. Yeah, July 1st will be. Daryl had reached out to me and said, he really liked our show, thought it was awesome, and wanted us to come on to him and two other guys own it. It's called Paranormal Warehouse. They stream it for us. They'll stream it on Facebook. They stream it on YouTube, and then they put it onto iTunes. So we're looking forward to that. We're going to start that on July 1st. We'll still be here. We'll still be on StreamYard. We'll still be Paranormal Brew. We're just going to be kind of with them. So thank you, Phil, for sharing. Thank you.
Thank you.
So excited. And if you guys didn't get a chance to check that episode out last week, it's really good. Daryl is awesome. He's just so awesome. And we were very.
There's a lot of stuff we went over, and I think was it almost 2 hours long too?
Yeah,
now 40 minutes or something like that, and it was just constantly, something that we were talking about. So it was really, really fun.
Yeah,
definitely.
Daryl's awesome.
Yeah.
I just drove by Middletown 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago. I just drove by there. I drove through Delaware completely after work.
And we went to Mott. Didn't we talk about the Fort Mott with
Fort Mott? We talked about Fort Delaware.
Yeah.
He said he can look out his window and he can see Fort Delaware, which is like awesome.
So we actually wind up going to Fort Mott last weekend. After we talked to him, we were like, let's just get up and go. It was a beautiful day. You got to get out there. It was so cool. It was just so neat. And then we tried to go to Delaware City, but we just missed for the last ferry for what is it? The Delaware.
Yeah, Fort Delaware.
Fort Delaware.
Yeah.
So we're thinking of going back so we could go on there because it's like an island. So you can't really go there by car. You have to take the ferry over there.
That's cool.
So yeah, but we're looking at it. We're like, oh, we got to get over there. We got to get over there. It looks so cool.
Yeah. I totally want to go. I want to go to. Well, we are going. We have Fort Mifflin coming up in June 26th and 7th. Daryl and Mustafa from Ghost Hunters will be there, and we're going to help out. We're going to go help out to help do the investigation rotations and stuff like that. So we'll be there, which I'm looking forward to because that'll be my first paranormal thing all friggin' year. Yeah. So because of this stupid COVID, I'm looking really forward to that. Have you watched? Here's a question. Have you ever watched any other live paranormal shows on Facebook or YouTube before? Yeah. We have a lot of. Oh, James is going to be at Fort Mifflin. Yay!
Oh, you are?
Okay.
Oh, cool. I didn't know you were going.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people on here, like Gina Bengston, as you see, she has a live show Thursdays. It's at the Fox Den. Hi, Alberta. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
But yeah, so there's a lot of shows on here. We share them a lot on the Brew. A lot of our friends that have live shows, we'll share them on here so that we can give them some. Me and my friend caught a random EVP from inside the tunnels at Fort Mifflin before. Yeah, the Fort Mifflin is really, really cool.
I have such a blast every time I go. It's just always something going on. You're going to get something. I think either balls of light all the time. Always gotten balls of light. So,
what kind of equipment do you use on your investigations? So,
here we go.
I have
equipment.
Bag full of equipment.
This is my equipment right here.
If it is a private house, and I can even say, so if it's an event that we're having and we're having the public come out, I will bring all my equipment and let people use it. Personally, myself, I have a recorder. I have a full spectrum camera, which half the time I don't even use. It's just around my neck, just in case of what, I don't know, but I have it. But it's
used to use it all the time.
Yes, yes. And that's about it. I mean, I will try out stuff here and there, but I don't know. What do you guys like to use? You like the Ovilus.
I like the one that you have.
Yeah, well, you can have it.
Thank you. See, I have that live. You heard that, right? You witnessed that? The damn Ovilus. I tried to grab it. He's like, do you want my Ovilus? Okay, here you go. Here's it back. I don't know how many times you told me I could have it, and then you take it back.
No, you can have it. I'm going to lure it to you. So, Kenny, yes, we are going to the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash. That is, I cannot wait. July I always do this. July 24th to the 27th, right?
Yeah.
Right?
I think.
Yeah.
I know it's 26th.
I do this all the time. Yeah. Kirk, yes, it's June 26th and 27th. Whatchamacallit? Yes, Gettysburg Battlefield Bash. I will be there. Yep.
Is it the 24th? Is it Friday or is it Saturday and Sunday?
No, I'm going, I think it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Well, I'm going Thursday after work. I'm going to be there. So I think it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Friday, Saturday.
Here's another show, the Skeptical Help Bar, every Friday night.
Yeah.
Help Bar?
Yeah, every Friday night. Somebody was asking about the shows and stuff.
Helping investigators be more critical and approach the field in not just a qualitative way, but more of a quantitative, not quantitative. How you pronounce it?
I don't know. How much beer did you have?
No, I'm just so basically there's two types of research. There's two types of research. There's
exploratory are you answering
scientific research? Huh?
Are you answering the equipment question still?
No, I'm talking about Kenny's. Why is it important skeptic bar for everybody? Because we all should come into the paranormal field, in my opinion, as debunkers, as debunking somebody saying, "I heard a noise over there. It's on top of the roof." Like I know, but no, the equipment. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
Well, no, I'm just saying, but that's part of it, right? Because a lot of the equipment, to me, it's like, especially the spirit boxes, and I'm not trying to like upset anybody if they use them and they like, swear by them. You know what I mean? Like people have different ways of investigating. You know what I mean? Yeah. Me personally, it's a recorder and myself. And Kenny, who is very, scientific, would say that doesn't work. And then people that are, all about the equipment will say that doesn't work. But everybody has their own way of doing things. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know. I want to answer the equipment question because I'm not trying to I like the tri-field meter, but I like the older tri-field meters for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Tell her you go to tri-field?
No, I'm getting the tri-field.
Sometimes it's fun to put equipment out just to see, you know what I mean? But you can't trust it. You can't use it as definitive evidence. You can't use the equipment as, if your 360 goes off, it doesn't mean that there's a spirit there. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Exactly.
So for me, equipment is just,
it's fun for entertainment when it comes to the events like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, that's for people who just don't, just go around investigating for just the fun of it. Like, the mom and their kids come, not kids, but like their teenagers come and they want to see what it's all about and try to get spooked and everything. So those things are fun for them to see. Ooh, ah. The ooh, ah.
Well, that's the point. The point of being investigators, is that we're first and foremost participant observers, and then secondly, we have our pads, our equipment, and we just start doing our little research. We're on about, but there's some that approach it in a more intense level, very spiritual, something more than that. They believe, they have faith, and they go in there.
Fort Mifflin is not going to be like that.
I just, as an investigator, I say you just come open-minded, but I also believe that you should come as a skeptic. I do think that you got to.
Well, yeah, you have to be healthy, and not you have to invest. You're there to investigate. So if you hear something, you're not like, you can't just automatically think that that's a ghost. You know what I mean? You're there to investigate. You're there to, whatever.
But with the Fort Mifflin, I think one of my favorite equipments there is the laser grid. Laser grid was one of my favorite.
Oh yeah. That is a good thing to use there.
Wish we could bring the cats in and the dogs in, like to see how they react.
Yes, so observation and logging for sure. Always have a notebook and a piece of like a notebook and a pen. You want to write down. You gotta like really log everything. You know, I agree. Observation and logging for sure. Fort Mifflin is I guess it's a public investigation that Daryl Martin and Mustafa from Ghost Hunters are going to be out at. So it's like an event where people can go out and investigate, meet, them and investigate with them and everything like that. So Greg had asked us to help out a little bit. They have 40 people coming out, so they need a little help with the rotation and stuff. So, we're always, down to help out whoever. So so we'll be there.
Yeah, I think maybe we should try and reach out to Greg and talk about Fort Mifflin, like before the event. To
maybe we could have him on next week.
To kind of like pump, just explain, what his hot spots, what his favorite spots are. A little bit about Fort Mifflin. So.
I agree with you. I'll see if he can come on next week. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Rick says, have you ever checked out the Haunted Trails of Gettysburg before? I haven't. We had them on the show. We did have them on the show a couple weeks back. It sounds interesting. I've never been, and I never heard of them. I mean, I've been going to Gettysburg since 2007 and never heard of them. So I brought them on the show so they could, sell their place, and I hope it helps. I hope it helps, because we had a lot of people watching that night. So, hopefully, they get some stuff out of it,
Mm-hmm.
But I personally have never seen it or been there, but I've heard good things about it.
Philip's got a question. I think for all three of us, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh no! I thought you were gonna put it up on the screen.
Oh, I will. All right.
How long have you been in the field? It's kind of a loaded question, I think, for all of us. I mean, in the field. I mean, actually in a group per se. What, 2011 for us, Taryn? Since 2011.
Yeah, I mean, like after
like officially in like in a group,
Group 7.
But as far as investigating prior to that, years prior than that, a long time.
You didn't know what you were doing. I'm saying I was running around cemeteries acting like a goofball. Like, I knew what I was doing.
That since I've been a little, young girl. So, how long we've been into paranormal, that could be, for a long time. But as far as being in a paranormal group, us, 2011. For him, 1990 something.
1994. October 1994 in Illinois, Hoffman State, Illinois.
Oh, look at this. This is awesome. So Dustin said he participated in a World War II event. He's a reenactor. So at Fort Mifflin, we stayed in the barracks. We heard some shit we couldn't explain. Take it for what it's worth. Place. Now, we had him on because he's actually doing he's head of the reenactments for next year in Gettysburg since the GAC doesn't want to do it anymore. Mm-hmm. So we had him on, so he's a reenactor, and it's funny because I'm pretty sure this is now the fourth thing that he has said, because when we first had him on, he said, I've never had any experiences, and then he goes, one time. And then there was this other time. I don't know what it is. He says he's a skeptic. He doesn't believe in anything. And yet I keep on getting these. Oh, but then there was this one thing.
This is here. You're safe here, Dustin.
Well, Fort Mifflin, a lot of people used to never know anything about Fort Mifflin until TAPS came around and exposed them. But nobody knew anything about Fort Mifflin.
Yeah,
but it's just there's never you're always going to get something at Fort Mifflin. You don't usually leave disappointed for Fort Mifflin. Never have. I never have.
Yeah,
And it's always been cold though. I've always went cold. Last time it was raining and cold.
Oh, that was
like
that
so.
was
This is
hard.
going to be probably the first warm time I've ever been in Fort Mifflin.
that's true. Actually, I'm lying. The first time I went to Fort Mifflin, Steve and Tango were there, and Dustin from Ghost Hunters, and I was all about Steve at that point. I was like,
I swear we were at the same event. Was
right?
John Baptist there too?
No, who?
Amy Bruni was there. Steve.
It was Steve, Tango.
Maybe
Dustin.
you forgot all about the rest of them because of Steve.
Yeah, that's true. Because I tell you, that night I was like, yes, he wants it, right?
Yeah.
And then of course I was like in my head because I was like, But anyway, that was a fun night. I had a lot of fun that night, but
that was the first time I investigated Fort Mifflin too, and it was a TAPS event.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering, it was right before we joined the group that we may not mention, because I sent in my application for it. So, but I went to the TAPS thing prior. So I'm wondering, maybe I ran into you, and that's why I said, why do you look so familiar? Probably because we're hanging all over Steve that night, and I'm like, okay, you were his girl or something,
He did offer me some of his chocolate-covered pretzels. So, I mean, we were like in this big group of people, and he was like, you want some of my pretzels? I'm like, yeah. I was like way before. I was like, oh yeah. I left there feeling like I was the shit. So funny.
Yeah,
when you look back.
Amy Bruni did the flashlight, experiment. Kenny's favorite, the flashlight. That's when it first started coming out into the shows. Like they were doing the flashlight, and then she was doing it on the show. I mean, at Fort Mifflin.
Hi, Megan. Megan's here this week. She missed last week.
Hey, Meg.
Tom Nally. Hi, Tom. Kenny said his first visit to Fort Mifflin was around 2001.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
He's old. He's old.
He's
Kenny's
old.
He's old.
He just started
Kenny
young.
has the whole thing.
He's not old. He started young.
He's what?
He's not old. He just started young.
No, he's old.
Ouch.
I was saying about Fort Mifflin. I was telling, we were talking about it, and with the quarantine, wondering with no airplanes how things have changed. So that's a question I'm dying to ask Greg when he comes on, if there's any changes, because it's been so quiet there with not a lot of airplane and pollution on that. So
that's one thing that I don't like is the airplanes are constant. But you're in the case, you're in the casings, and this and that. Is that what they call them? I forget what they're called. Casings or something. Casemates, or whatever.
So the K2 will not work. If anybody brings the K2, that will constantly go off no matter what. It's not a ghost.
Listen, this is what happened. When I was at Fort Mifflin, I was in, I don't even know what it was. We were standing in there, and there was, I don't know, maybe 6 of us. And all of a sudden you hear just this whistle, and everybody would you could see that everybody was because who would do that, right? So I was like, somebody just whistle, because I was just and everybody was like, no. It was so weird. Everybody just automatically started looking around, and it was literally and everybody thought it was right. Casemates, thank you, casemates. Everybody thought it was in their one ear, in their right ear. I said, that sounded like it was in my right ear. And they were like, well, it sounded like it was in my right ear. Well, it sounded like I was in my right ear, but everybody was kind of so that was pretty cool. I mean, that was one thing that I totally have taken from Fort Mifflin. I want to hear. There's this rumor that this woman screams.
Oh yeah, that's the one thing I haven't heard, and that's what I knew about Fort Mifflin. Like one of my first, books that I've ever read, like many moons ago. That the screaming, but I've never heard that. I did do the shave and the haircut in one of the casemates, and
What?
The shave and the haircut. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh.
And like I did that, and it wound up responding. So it was pretty cool. And I had people there that were on the group, and they were like, "Whoa!"
She had witnesses.
It was pretty cool.
Can I get a witness? Yeah, bite me. Let's not talk about age.
Said bite me. Saying he's old.
We don't have age discrimination on our show.
Yes, our friend Tom. He has a show, Tom's World, and I already said to him he should come on so he can promote his videos and stuff like that. He's been doing a lot of stuff, and he's a good friend of ours. He's been named Tom Juan, and I think that came from Kenny's show. I think, but Tom Juan. Oopsie. I don't know why I hit that by accident.
I like that too.
Kenny said bite me, and Tom said you would like that too much. So they're flirting. Kenny and Tom are flirting with each other. So there you go.
No, it's all fun.
Here's Megan. We should be talking about Greg should be on. I don't know where he's at. I invited him. I was sitting on one of the storage sheds and something thumped on the ground next to me. The only other investigator was about 30 feet. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. It sucks though when you have to, I'm putting you out.
It's going to be a new Netflix series called Paranormal Paraporn.
I wonder if there's a paranormal thing you can make out of those words, like a group name, like Paranormal Organization Research New Jersey. There we go.
Oh, okay.
I got it.
Oh, porn.
Our new name
I
is
went over my head for a minute there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Paranormal.
Sorry.
Paranormal Organization Researchers of New Jersey.
My thoughts went to the gutter right away.
That's going to be our new thing. That's going to be our.
Porn? Oh.
Yep. We're going to get shirts made. It's going to say P.O.O.R.N. And it's going to be Paranormal Organization Researchers of New Jersey.
Researchers Network, more
network.
something.
We don't have a J yet.
We need a J then.
We need a J
Jersey. Can somebody see if that exists already? Megan thinks that already exists.
Porn.
No. We'll just say New Jersey.
We sure it already exists.
New Jersey.
Porn.
Porn J. Why am I not surprised, Tony?
What? What happened? What did I do?
What did you do?
Oh, porn? What? I don't know.
I like network.
You like the network?
I'm like a freaking saint compared to these two women when it comes to
Organization
sexual
Research Network.
Yeah, I like that too. We're tagging it. It's ours.
Yes.
We are P-O-R. Oh crap! I'm not typing right. P-O-R.
Paranormal. How about Paranormal Orbs Research Network?
Paranormal orbs.
Here it is.
That's for Kenny.
Oh my god! Yeah, there it is.
Paranormal Organization Researchers Network. There it is. Now we gotta get shirts made. Thanks, D. Thanks, D.
We're dirty-minded effers.
Yeah, we're tagging that. That's ours.
Yeah, we're pretty bad.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Speaking of t-shirts and everything, we would love figure out like a logo, a new logo for Paranormal Brew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or something that we could, for the warehouse, because we would like to do T-shirts and maybe, you know, something so we could go to events and everything and promote ourselves. But maybe somebody out there has some artistic skills that they could, you know, do a logo for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we had like one, but you know, and then we had the third eye one, but we have to come up with one that's like good.
I don't remember the third eye one. You had a third eye?
It was like a.
Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, Illuminati.
That's what it was.
Illuminati.
You're an Illuminati member. I'm so sick of that. Illuminati talk. It just drives me up the wall.
Well, I would like to talk about it.
I know. I'm trying to get the.
Tell us how you feel about it.
I'm gonna get Matthias, who's the president of the United Federation of Lodges, Universal Co-Matron, to try to come on next week. I'll reach out to him this week, and that'll be what we're going to talk about. Freemasonry. We're going to talk about the Illuminati.
Why don't you? I mean, if Matthias doesn't come on, why don't you just do it yourself? You know about.
I do. But
I mean, you are, you know, in a group.
Matthias is a great speaker, and we can easily have it a 2-hour show. Easily. I mean, yeah, I can talk about it, but I'm not that. I mean, I don't.
He doesn't like his voice.
No, I don't like my voice. No, I don't. I can change it up though.
I can't spell.
How could you change your voice up?
You can change your. You can change your voice. How's my voice sound right now? Sound good. Anyways.
Oh, Megan said she can make beer mugs and glitter and not glitter.
Oh, cool.
Ooh.
Paranormal Organization Research Network.
There we go.
Porn. We're so into porn. We're so into porn. Yes.
Me too. Oh my gosh.
I'm telling you, this should be it. We're doing it. Dustin's voice too. You know, and he does a lot of talking. I say that lovingly because he has to. Yeah. You know, with all the stuff he's doing for Gettysburg, which is amazing. That's, you know, I love him I just love him so much for doing what he's doing. And pretty sure we all offered our help. So if I'm there in the 4th of July, hot ass, you know, selling tickets or moving traffic, you two said you were doing it too. So
yeah, but you gotta wear one of the reenacting dresses too.
I'm Calvary.
I'm not wearing that. If I'm working that shit, I am not wearing one of them dresses. Oh no. In that hot weather out there, there's no trees on those. No. No trees, no shade. I'm gonna be out there getting a tan. I'll be in my bathing suit during the traffic.
I'm an officer. I'm sorry. I'm cavalry officer. I'm gonna be West Point wannabe up within a couple months, man. I have to be an officer. I'm sorry.
Watch out.
I mean, me and my sister used to have a horse, so I'm familiar with riding horses. I know how to ride a horse. I know how to break a horse. I know how to whatever. I mean, I can make it work. But no, if I can't be on a horse, no, I can. It's fine. I'll be on foot.
He's really pushing it.
Yeah, I'll be a private.
You're asking for a lot.
I'll be the first one to get shot in the head. I don't know. I'll be hit by more around. You know, I'll be hit by.
And then I'll change at nighttime into white makeup with the soldier and walk around as a ghost.
And you can be a ghost soldier.
Yeah.
I already have an idea what I want. I want to be the soldier that gets hit and like it just like he slowly dies for like hours, almost into the next day. And then I'm gonna have Masonic brothers. Okay, so let's say
right, so too much beer already.
No. Let's say I'm a Union soldier, all right, and I get hit, and I'm freaking dying, dude. Like everyone's trying, but everyone, you know, I'm gonna have like Masonic Confederate soldiers come to my aid, like next to me. It's at nighttime when nobody's fighting. They come to me and I'm like we're having dialogue and stuff, and I die with like 14 hours later or something like that. But I'm consulted.
He's so special.
But I'm consulted by Masonic brothers who are Confederates. They're fighting on the other side. North Carolina.
Oh, here, Greg. Greg, we've been talking about you like the whole time.
Dustin said he would give Tony an honorary rank. Hi, Greg. We've been talking about Fort Mifflin forever.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I'm just going to put, hi, Craig. Greg, do you want to come on the show next week to talk about Fort Mifflin event for the 26th and the 27th? I'm just asking right now. So, because everybody's been talking about Fort Mifflin, and everybody's been like talking about how awesome it is and everything. So we want to have you on. Maybe you can come on next week, and kind of promote, the event. Oh, look, here it is. He's coming on.
Sure. So I mean, or even just like Fort Mifflin in general, because we just love it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just so much to talk about.
Yeah, yeah. So cool. We'll have Greg on next week. That's awesome. Hi, Craig. Tom said, I think Tony needs a haircut. Just saying.
I just shaved the back of his head.
Yeah.
Actually, it doesn't look that bad.
Yeah. Greg, you want to come on now? We can add you.
Yeah, we can. Yeah. So now.
Yeah. And Megan says, why not bring him on now? Megan's like, balls to the wall.
Well, we're putting him on the spot, though.
Yeah.
He said sure. No, he said sure.
No,
What did he say?
Sure. I don't know if he meant sure.
I don't know if
about
he
the
meant
other
like
one
coming
or
on now. Yeah.
Let me just.
Paranormal.
Back to porn. We'll talk about porn.
He said, okay.
I got to get something going with this.
This is good. This is good shit right here. Like, we need this. This is
Horror. Horror horror was so yesterday. Now it's porn.
Well,
yeah,
I want it.
Old school, old stuff.
I want this. This is us right here. We need to write this down, and we have to get shirts made.
Organization Research Network.
I just want to make sure nobody has it. Paranormal.
No, nobody has that. Somebody has that. Hey man, I got a group. It's Paranormal Organization Research Network. Porn. And what we do, we take paranormal investigations very seriously. Porn. And we're a top-notch group, and we investigate.
Yes.
And we research.
This is us. We need this. Right? Instead of Paranormal Brew. But you know what? When you go on private investigations, you can't be like, oh yeah, we're porn. You have to say it out. Yeah.
Well, there's the Paranormal Research Network, PRN. That's it.
That's it. Cool.
Yeah.
Megan said we can sell porn merchandise at Snorting Snatch.
Snorting Snatch.
Kenny says, do it.
Do it.
All right, Greg. I'm going to.
Yeah, do it.
All right, Greg, hold on.
Do it now. I'm here.
Greg, I'm putting the link. I'm putting the link for the show. Click on that link so you can come on. That's for Greg. Oh, he's going to come on next week. Well, he can come on now. Or next week. Whatever. We can have him on both times. I don't know. But, yeah. So did you write it down, Tony? Is that what you did?
What?
Huh?
We don't have to write it down. We got it. We are going to
bring all of us drunken assholes on now. Yeah, let's have a paranormal Zoom.
There's Greg.
Paranormal Zoom party. Hey, Greg. Awesome.
Can you hear us?
I hear you.
Oh, we hear you too.
Glad you could come on.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, so we were just sitting here talking about, I was saying I said the first thing I mentioned was how we were going to be at Fort Mifflin, and then everybody just kind of was like all about it. So we were talking about it forever. Yeah. And I said I invited him. He's usually here. I'm like, I don't know where he's at.
Yeah, sorry, I got tied up with some stuff.
So people are asking, like, was this like a rescheduled event? Is this like something that's like, is it sold out?
It's not sold out now. There's still plenty of tickets left since it's being spread out over 2 nights. To keep so I mean keep everything social distancing and everything like that. So,
Yeah, that's true.
but it was been trying to get this Daryl. I mean, he's just down in Delaware, really. You had him on last week, so he's just from Delaware. So, he had asked about getting an event, and this was going on since like November. He used to have a promoter that was over in England, and things were getting all not going back and forth correctly, and then he got a new promoter, and then with all this Corona going on and everything's been delayed. So once the city and the fort could work stuff out, that's when we were able to do the schedule this.
Do you need help Friday? Because like I said, I work, but I can always come up late. You know what I mean? If you need Friday night, I'll definitely be there Saturday for sure, prior to everything happening. But I mean, if you need Friday,
if you can make it, it would be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I say, we'll just need help moving people around and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So great.
It should be good for both days too. I'll be coming home. I'll be in Philadelphia, Center City. It's only like 15 minutes from, so I can.
We don't live far.
Shoot right over.
Yeah.
Right. No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, because things got changed around. We were going to have like Daryl and Mustafa was in a location, but now they just want to roam around. They don't want to be set up in one spot. So we're just going to need people in a location as they rotate around.
Okay.
Is this the first event that Fort Mifflin's having?
This year, yes.
Is that crazy? This is my first paranormal thing I'm doing this entire year.
Same here.
Yes, same here.
Yeah.
Nuts. And it's going to, like I say, it's limited. It's not going to be a zoo. I mean, the last time there was a TAPS event there, they sold 150 tickets, and there was over 200 people at the fort. It was
oh my God!
Wow, I can't.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my God, that's crazy! 150 tickets. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's good for you guys, right? But
it was good, but it was just a complete zoo.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was Steve and Dave and Amy and Adam, Dustin, Chris, the Zappa families, Chris Zappa, John Zappa, Amy Zappa, Gates, Josh Gates, and Aaron Ryder. All of them in that night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. That's why they had to sell 150 tickets.
Yeah.
Sounds like Penner's 2013.
Wow. So have you been there recently? Like, have you?
Just been there a few times, just to get some things taken care of. Was there when Blue Angels were flying over?
Oh, was it? Did you get a good view of that?
Yeah, because they came right down the scoop.
Oh, wow.
And flew by the fort down in Delaware.
Oh, wow. Yep. That is cool.
That is awesome.
That is.
But yeah, there's a lot of work been done. Cleared the whole path out down to the upper batteries. I'm sure you probably never seen the upper batteries. That's extended outside the fort. That's casemates out there and gun placements. That's been overgrown for years. That's been cleared out. So.
Oh wow, exciting!
Yes. So if you get there during the day, you'll walk. It's a great nature trail.
Yeah. I said, and it's funny because I was like, the last time I was at Fort Mifflin was a long time ago. That was a TAPS event. That was, oh my gosh, I can't remember.
Was that long ago?
I can't even remember how long ago it was. It was
wow. Yeah, we were just there. When was it, Greg? In the fall when it was raining. Yeah. Oh, it was raining terribly that day. Yep. Terribly.
Thanks, Brad.
Okay, Kenny wants to know. I'm going to put it up if you can see it, Greg. I don't know if you can. When is the event? How much is it? I may go to observe.
You were there last time observing and annoying.
Yeah,
Oh,
He was just there with us.
I know, he was just there. June 26th, June 27th. That's a Saturday and a Sunday, and it's $99 a person.
the
Daryl,
26th is a Saturday?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah, 26th is Friday, 27th is Saturday.
Oh, okay.
28th is in the Sunday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's $99, Kenny, a ticket, and again, this is money going towards helping with the fort. So
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
it's Daryl and Mustafa from Ghost Hunters.
So it's the energy there has probably just like been real bored with nobody there to communicate. You know what I mean? So this might be good. It might be a good thing. Like the activity might be like
Be waking them up.
It should be. I mean, I always tell people, with the fort, what's in my favorite is the layers of history. Because it's just not a one battle or a mass murder site. It's the longest. It was the longest active military in the United States from pre-revolution all the way through the Korean War. So you had deaths and all for centuries there, and it's right on the river. There's drowning victims. Unfortunately, with this situation we're in, the Girard Point Bridge has become a hotspot for jumpers.
Wow.
Yeah. So
really.
People are just parking their cars and jumping. So the Army Corps of Engineers is right next door to Fort Mifflin. So they've been pulling some bodies out.
Oh, wow. So there's been like some army men walking around in uniform around there?
The is right behind us. So yeah, they were just called up to protect Philadelphia. So that they're active all the time. And what's neat too is that every morning at 7:00 they play reveille at speaker. And every night at 5:00 they play tap, so you can hear it at the fort.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Yep.
Somebody's asking, how do you order tickets?
You have to get to the website. I don't have it on me.
Do they go on the Fort Mifflin website?
I didn't see the event there.
It's from a promoter. I don't know if it's on the Fort Mifflin website. It's been shared out there. I'll have to.
It's not. I didn't see it on Fort Mifflin's website. I didn't see it.
I think it's Daryl.
It's got to be Ghost Hunters, yeah. Mustafa.
Yeah, Daryl, and I mean, I put it out there and everything too. So, but we'll get it out there.
Yeah,
we're putting it out there too. So,
Okay.
it's just it's 2 weeks away. So, everybody, get your tickets.
People are itching to get out.
Yeah, people are itching to get out for something paranormal. So,
Are we gonna ask Greg about the planes?
oh, I was curious. Well, you've been there recently. Like, no planes really coming in and out like it has been. Has there been like any because it's a little bit more quiet? Have you noticed any changes in the energy or anything different with you because you're always there?
Yeah, but being quiet, it's just you can hear more. But there's a whistler that's there.
Oh,
yeah. See, there you go. Turn the whistler.
So yeah, you can hear a lot better.
Oh, good.
And as you said, the energy, I think, it's been quieter.
that's so weird that you say that, because I said when I was there, I was in this one casemate, and there was like 6 or 7 of us in there, and all of a sudden it was like somebody whistled, and it was like as if they were standing right next to me. I could hear it in my right ear, and everybody in there said, "No, it was in my right ear. No, it was in my right ear." And I'm like, it was so loud. And that was like one of the things that I remember. That was like one of the coolest things that I honestly, like, experience. Like you know what I mean? So the fact that you're saying that is like really cool because you weren't on when I said that story.
No. He's quite.
Yeah. And like even and seeing things, like I don't usually see a lot of things, but shadows and the green orbs
Right.
is seen every time I've been there, and that's not a typical thing I usually get anywhere else. But Fort Mifflin always is there for that. Always good for it.
Yeah, I tell people it's a residual and intelligent hauntings there.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard the lady scream?
Twice I've heard the scream.
You have.
And Kenny, it's not a bird or a fox or anything. I've heard it. It's blood curdling scream, and it's been the police have called multiple times.
Wow.
Oh wow.
It's documented big time, but yeah, it's nasty. I think it myself. I'm go. When I talk, we'll dispel the Elizabeth Pratt rumor of the screaming lady, but that's been documented that she was there, but she wasn't there at the time when the officers' building was built. So.
Oh, okay.
She didn't hang herself.
She did not hang herself.
She did not hang herself. She died of yellow fever with two of her small kids. So.
She died. The kids died too.
Yes.
See, I always heard that she hung herself.
Right. That was written in a book, Haunted Philadelphia, and then everybody repeated it for years.
Yeah, I probably have that book. That's how I knew about it.
Yeah. But I think what's it, Charles Adams III or something? I think that's it.
Sorry,
hello.
It's to bark at everything for some reason. He usually is really quiet, but
yeah, he's always quiet. Today, yeah,
it's like 3 times. That's the most. That's the record.
Over here,
that's the record. Yeah.
And at the door, Bubba.
Oh, Sabrina's gonna find the book.
I know. I think it's the book.
Sabrina's gonna find the book.
All right, good. But yeah, it's been like I say, it's been very. We had a historian Jack, and she did live at the fort, but she lived there basically after the fort was rebuilt in the early 1800s, and one of her children was born here at the fort, and
That's so sad though that they all died.
It was right during the yellow fever epidemic of Philadelphia. That's another, you had the soldiers that were killed in the battle, the siege. You had these yellow fever victims. You had, hangings and fire squads, deaths, drowning deaths. So the Civil War, the prisoners, guys, just conditions were oppressive. So just a lot of layers and layers and layers of spirits.
Yeah, no, and that's awesome. Kenny is saying that
it's fox.
That it is foxes and all that stuff. He said, "Yes, it is, Greg."
Tackle foxes. What do they call it? I don't know what they call it.
Yeah, heard him twice. He's something.
It's different because, and I know what you're saying, the scream that you hear, because the first time I went to Penhurst, I heard that psych scream, like that like what you say, like that bone curdling, like it's like there I say it was like a psych scream, like, and I heard it at Rolling Hills. So I've only heard that type of a scream twice. And like I said, Rolling Hills and Penhurst, that's it. And it's not an animal. It sounds like a woman screaming. Like, and it's cool.
Yeah, it's blood curdling, but like I say, I think it's residual. I've only heard it twice, and everything's got to line up. But I really think it was a body that was dumped outside the fort myself.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when all this stuff is going on, so do you go there often?
When normally I'm there usually every weekend.
So when are people doing day tours now?
Yes.
Like, people get to do day tours and stuff?
We're open weekends for now, yes. The grounds are open up. The buildings aren't up yet. They will be opening up shortly. So.
Are we going to have to wear masks while we're there?
Um,
I'm thinking mask, like, I'm thinking like Halloween mask.
We're recommending it for this to be.
So
If we're going, I think going. We'll have to see what the promoters actually require with the mask. Being in like we're not going to be in the small areas, like we're not going to be at Casemate 11 or the blacksmith shop or the Sally Ports, just because of, even though we're going to have small groups, we want to keep it so that there's social distancing. So it will be the officers' quarters, the enlisted men quarters, powder magazine, commandants, and then Casemate 5. So that way we can have keep the group small, under 10, and then they can spread out. So that's all with the promoter with the mask. You might need them while you're in an area, and then you can take them off to breathe while you're outside. So again, that will be with the promoter.
right. So great. Now I got to try to get a cool mask within 2 weeks.
Yeah, get a nice mask, and I think they're going to take everybody's temperature at the gate before they come into, just to follow all the CDC guidelines.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yep. Okay, it's going to be small groups, so.
We have somebody checking in from. I wanted to say, where did it go? We had somebody from South Africa, and then we had somebody. Where did it go? I don't even know. Ireland.
Yeah, Ireland.
Hi, Ireland.
Yep.
Yeah, where is it? It's not foxes that make the screaming noise. It's the red-tailed hawks.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Does anybody have any?
We just gotta get We gotta make a video of we gotta get a really good alto female singer.
Alto female.
Alto female singer. It doesn't be soprano. And then we gotta get a red-tailed hawk, and we gotta compare the two pitch frequencies of the two. And when they scream, I mean, we'll try to get the red-tailed hawks can scream, but we got to get a woman to scream in the highest pitch as we can. It doesn't have to be soprano. And then see if they're very similar. That's all. And then,
yep.
Yeah, but I believe Greg. I mean, you know the difference between, I've heard hawks.
There's a lot of wildlife at the fort. Right?
There is.
There's deer, there's fox, there's possum, raccoons.
Yeah.
We had to relocate beavers that were making a dam in the moat. Groundhogs, muskrats. So there's lots of noises back down there. And like I say, until you hear it, I mean, there are YouTube videos out there. Groups have caught it and posted it.
Really? I'm so jealous. That's the one question I ask everybody that's been there. I'm like, have you ever heard that scream? Because I want to hear it. And maybe I'll get lucky in a couple of weeks. And
it'd be nice. Yeah. Because, no one's there. So maybe, everybody shows up, she'll scream.
Yeah. But when you go there this weekend, tell her.
Yeah, we'll see. When I go, I always tell everybody, talk to everybody. So make sure they are appreciated.
You going to be at the bash, Gettysburg Bash?
Yep, I'll be going.
Yeah, we'll all be there.
Yep, see everybody. I'll just probably go Saturday.
You what?
Just probably go Saturday unless something comes up at the fort.
Oh. No, I'm going to be there for the whole shebang because it's Gettysburg, first of all. So I'll be there for the whole thing.
Going there, you can be there Thursday for the margarita party, huh?
Yeah. Be there Thursday and be there till Sunday. Maybe I won't go. Maybe I won't ever come home. I don't know. One of these days it's going to happen.
Yeah,
I'm going to go and be like, hey guys, I'm going to Gettysburg just for like a couple of days. And then it's like, where's Taryn? Pulling up I'll be here. I pitched my little tent inside my little piece of land I got.
That's all you need, really.
Yeah.
That's all you need. If you really want to live the Gettysburg life, you just got to have a tent like back in the 1800s and some land.
And hide back there.
Oh,
somewhere.
my goodness. I mean, yeah, tick repellent, but I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, bring some mosquito spray. They should.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so bring mosquito spray. And then also, I was just going to ask you something.
Wear good shoes because the fort,
It's muddy.
It was Mud Island, and even if it doesn't get any raining, when the dew and all comes out, it gets very wet.
Yeah.
All right, so wear shit kickers. Bring mosquito off.
Yep.
And then mask, just in case.
Yep, mask in case, and any equipment you want to bring.
Oh yeah, bring your equipment because I can bring that. Yeah.
Yep.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
He brings this equipment right here.
What do they call that when you're like passing it down to somebody when you don't use it anymore? What do they call that?
Oh, hand-me-downs.
Hand-me-down?
No, not hand me down, but like you're.
It's like
reading my obelisk.
What is it called?
That's when you go to the Gettysburg Ghost Exchange and exchange it.
used goods?
Thrift store. Paranormal thrift store.
It's barely used. I think the only time my obelisk has been used is when Sabrina has used it.
Word.
So, but we'll bring it. We'll bring all of our. I have, we can bring.
I know. Gina and Bob still have my dog. I mean, I haven't seen them in like 2 years, I think. So
Jeez.
Stella's with him still. Hopefully, I see them soon so they can bring my dog.
Kenny gutted one of those dogs, so maybe you can put it together.
Trigger.
Yeah.
Kenny has equipment. If he comes, he can bring all his equipment that he hasn't ripped apart.
Refurbished.
He's like Tinker. He's like Tinkerbell. He's the male version of Tinkerbell. He's taking everything apart and how it all works.
It's rubbish. It's all
He's
rubbish.
He's an old Tinkerbell.
That's because the obelisk doesn't work.
I got the glow in dark Ouija board.
Oh yeah, we could bring a glow in the dark Ouija board.
Only if Kenny brings his pink one.
Ouija board?
He has a pink Ouija board?
What?
Yeah, he has a pink one.
Oh wow.
Oh, I know.
Where did you find
this.
that? What are you talking about? That's
Does
awesome.
he wear his tutu when he wears it, when he plays with it?
Kenny cannot come. I'm making an executive decision. He's not allowed in.
I'll bring some
I'll
dolls.
bring some dolls. Okay.
Hey, that might work.
He would need to wear a tutu.
That might work.
What is pink Ouija board?
Not to blow up, Kenny.
What'd you say, Greg?
Not to blow up ones.
And blow them down.
No. He's got Princess Leia back there, but she's probably possessed too.
Hey, sex dolls has advanced since blow up dolls. Anyways.
Well, we got to put 6 feet apart, so we'll have a person.
Oh boy! Oh boy!
Yeah, I'm here. That's right. Right. Here I am.
I was waiting.
Oh,
my God! Why do I even let him on?
We lost a viewer.
We lost all your viewers now. Oh,
6 viewers now. It's us now. Okay.
Oh, great. Kenny's coming on. Peace.
Ow.
Yeah, I mean, Kenny was just at the Fort Mifflin not that long ago with us, and we were discussing the last time was the thermal.
Yes, the thermal camera.
Yeah, we were breaking down the thermal camera. We were experimenting with that. Remember, I think Greg, you were in the casemate with us too.
Yeah,
I think that was Dana that brought that, right? I think Dana brought it, and she let me play with it.
Yes, that was the good one. That was the good. thermal. That's like the ones that the big guys use. Like
Yeah, it was interesting. It was very interesting playing with that because you learn a lot once you get hands on. And I realized there was a lot more to it than what you just see on TV. And it was an experience. It was educational. So I really enjoyed it. And it
was cold that day, and then we had the fireplaces on too. So there was a lot of manipulation between temperatures with that. So you were having a ball with it.
I was. The big thing that I noticed is that it recalibrates every time you point it at a different area. Like if you move it right to left, it recalibrates. So it changes that scale. And that's really important because you don't see that on the TV shows. They don't tell you that. You know, and maybe they kind of make it look like it's all one scale. And you could go from point it this way and it's only like a 5-degree difference, and point it this way and it's like a 20-degree difference because it recalibrates quite fast.
Just a thermometer.
The thermal camera.
Yeah.
Like what the military uses, like the thermal cameras that are like
cameras. Yeah, the FLIR.
The FLIR gun. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's the that was the tradition. That was the real FLIR. That was the she had the real FLIR.
That was the real one.
Yeah, yeah. So like the one I have a really cheap couple $100 one, but that was the real deal that she had. So
right. Hi, Greg.
Hi. Hey, where's ET? I miss ET.
Oh, ET. Where is ET?
See, I'm not afraid of ET.
ET is.
You're afraid of ET?
Somewhere.
No, I'm not afraid. I love ET.
ET is here. I gotta find him. He's been making the rounds.
He went home.
This is the girl from, and I apologize. She's from Ireland.
Thank you for showing that. That's awesome.
Did you ever hear of the Hellfire Club on Dublin Mountains? I investigated that last week. I have not.
I heard Hellfire Club, yes, but never investigated. I would love to. Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, I don't know too much about, you know.
Is that those tunnels?
Huh?
Is that where they have the tunnels there? Is that the Hellfire?
Club?
I didn't investigate.
Maybe I did hear about that. That sounds familiar.
I never heard of it.
Some big.
So, Kenny, if you come to Fort Mifflin,
I won't be. I want
No,
to, but I can't.
cool.
That weekend is my son's birthday, so I'll be busy.
Yay!
that means we'll get some evidence.
Yeah, I know, right?
Evidence.
Evidence, yeah.
I was just gonna say, like, I'm bringing all my equipment. I'm already giving Sabrina my Ovilus. I mean, I might as well, you know. But you're not gonna be
whatever
there.
you don't want, I'll take it. I'll take it. If I've already taken it apart, I have other uses for it. So.
Oh, great! To make some ghost equipment, right?
Oh, maybe. Not at all. Not at all. Oh my goodness. So why? Let me ask you a question. Why? And more for Taryn, I guess, because Sabrina, you use a lot of equipment, I think, right?
Not really, no.
Not really.
Okay. So why do you bring all of your equipment onto these events if you don't use them yourself?
Because
for me, it's a pain in the ass to bring
tickets, you know, to investigate, you know. So I just want people to be able to, you know, most of the people that are paying to go to these events watch TV shows, right? And they see what the people on TV do. Yeah,
what
my dog.
What are you doing to that dog?
I'm telling you, he thinks he's supposed to be the only one that lives in the neighborhood. You know, if somebody walks by, he's like, you know, he's the cutest little thing. He's like so sweet. But so most of the people that go to these events, you know, they're paranormal enthusiasts. You know what I mean? Like they, you know,
Right.
so they see on TV, they like the blips and the bleeps and the colors and the, you know, they like the equipment and stuff. It, you know, so I feel like for the sake of the historical site, you know, and, you know, hoping that, you know, people walk away from there and spread the word like, oh, Fort Mifflin's awesome, or Selma Mansion's awesome, or this place is awesome, because they had a little spike in a K2 meter, or they had that, to give them something so that their $40 was worth it,
So do you think that might be
maybe? I see where you're going with this.
You might be a little, because you're saying maybe they'll go away, and Fort Mifflin is great but they're also spreading this idea like, oh, maybe the K2 or something actually works because I got a spike.
Maybe I think they're going away with Fort Mifflin's haunted, right? Or Fort Mifflin has spirits, and Fort Mifflin's awesome. You know what I mean? Like, for me, never looked at it that way. I never looked at it like, oh, the equipment is what's awesome. I'm thinking that people like that, because I was one of those people at one point, you know what I mean? Where I was paying the money to go to these events, and then, because of, and I was leaving there with the experiences that I had, not with what the equipment I used, but it helped. Do you know what I mean? Like, I had this piece of equipment, and it, whatever,
right. And that would be my point. Like, the experience came from that piece of equipment, and if you don't think that piece of equipment worked, that's passing along some bad information, don't you think?
If they ask me, I will be honest.
Okay.
But nobody really ever asks, right? They just
so that's kind of like, that's a little to me, that's a little.
Here's the equipment. Go ahead and use it. You know, and and if my hopes is that they feel like, because there's people that 100% believe in all that stuff. You know what I mean? Who am I to say, I don't use it, because I would much rather I hear and I feel, and that's all I need. I'm not trying to prove anything to anybody, or I'm just there to.
I hear you. I mean, but I would think it would be a good opportunity. I mean, you just said, like, who am I to tell them? I mean, that's actually like all of us. It's up to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
I think, to pass along good information. And I think that would be a good opportunity, maybe a missed opportunity, if someone's using it and they're like, oh, well, I got this blipped, a little bit. This went to like a yellow light. This must be a ghost. And that would be a good opportunity.
No. I don't say, like, if I'm with a group of people, I do say there's other factors that you have to take.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
I don't really say, like, oh yeah, you oh, the K2 went up to red, that's a ghost. You know what I mean? Like, I don't say that is 100%. I've never done that. I've always said there's other factors. You need to have more, it's almost like you're educating as well. But you see the people, they like really, they get into it, they're like, they try to communicate. It's, for me, at that point, if I'm trying to help raise money for a historical site, for me, I try to educate, but also keep the entertainment there for them as well, so that they feel like, oh, cool, like, I got my money's worth, and I'm good. I'll support this again. I'll come out again, and I'll do this again. Because for me, it's about that as well. So there's like this healthy balance that you have to have there. By no means, I don't want to say at all where anything has ever happened with a piece of equipment and I'm like, that's a ghost, that's a ghost, that's a ghost, that's a ghost. I do let them know that, this is, it is a piece of equipment. You have to take certain things into consideration. There's other things that you need to, look at before you can say 100%.
Well, let me just intervene here, because, when I bring it.
No, you can't intervene. No.
So usually it is an educational factor, first of all. Second of all, if you're paying a lot of money, a lot of them are going to leave early. You know what I mean? They're going to just like, all right, they're standing there in the dark doing absolutely nothing. But if there are equipment, even though I do explain like how it works, the theory on how it works, and if anything goes off, and like Taryn says, there could be other factors. There could be weather involved. There could be, the humidity involved. The Fort Mifflin, the K2, we got you got the planes, you got all the radio frequencies. So a lot of plays factor. But As far as bringing the equipment, personally, I don't like bringing it because I don't feel like lugging it. You know what I mean? But if it is for an event, like I said, just standing there with nobody talking and trying to have them just listen, they're going to leave early. And some of them, these people pay money and they complain. So just to add a few different equipment and have a conversation with them and explaining the difference between all these things that we have out and why we kind of use them. And if they've seen them on a show, it's kind of conversation. So it kind of brings in that a little bit on the entertainment, like I said, so they don't leave right away and they don't get bored, because you got to keep them going and try to tell them how we do it. And we do explain it, and Taryn will say, we go into an investigation and we turn off the lights in the dark, quiet, with just our recorder on. And basically we're maybe asking questions or have our feelings and, bounce each other off. But, I mean, they don't know that. So we got to kind of tell them that information.
That is right. That is one thing, like, because they bring up,
this is just, these equipments are made and this is what it's for and this is what it does. It just keeps them occupied a little bit. That's my personal opinion on why I bring that. I am saying sorry, but I don't want to lead somebody on. And I know, because I've been with you, Kenny. I know you broke down. I know you broke down the what do you call it? A couple of pieces of equipment, like what was that goofy thing with the what's that goofy thing with? I can't think of the name. The Kinects.
Kinect, yeah, the Xbox Kinect, yeah.
So I mean, that to me was a total breakdown at Eastern State, and I get it. Like, so to me, I wouldn't even dare using it anymore, and I would explain that to the other person who asks me the questions, and like, because I learned from you. But people do want to experiment too. So a lot of these things, they want to experiment just as much as you want to experiment on figuring it out on how things work. Mm-hmm. So I mean, that is with their equipment.
I always, when the people come, I always tell everybody, if you're going to take a picture here at the Fort Mifflin, you're going to get a lot of water vapor, dust, and bugs.
Exactly.
And if people get these pictures and they get excited because they're in the orbs, I'm not gonna
fucking orbs.
What do you think of this?
Yeah. You can't change people's minds for orbs.
Fucking Kenny.
Dust, bugs, and water vapor. But if they're excited as can be because they got this picture and that's their memory of being there, then so be it. I mean, even though, like I say, I'm not an orb person and I let them know what to expect, I'm not going to send them away angry.
Yeah, they're not going to change their mind. You're not going to change their mind.
Orbs are nothing but dust.
Yeah, one thing, if somebody asks me a direct question, if they say like, oh, I got this orb and stuff, and I do say, we really don't use that as evidence anymore. It could be anything, bugs, dust, this and that. If I'm with a group and, one thing I do is I try to, because one of the things I hate the most are all the TV shows. And I've always said this, minus Ghost Hunters, minus Ghost Nation, all the other shows,
Why are you including them?
Thought first, Kenny. Let me finish my train of thought first.
Look, let her do.
Let me do my do.
She's got to do.
She's going to do no matter what.
Right? We all have to do. By the way,
I do say to them, though, that the shows are very, they exaggerate things. It's I say what we really do is we sit in the dark for 4 hours. We investigate. We talk about, what you're eating tomorrow, what you had for dinner, this and that. I'm like, nobody would watch a show like that. So obviously all the shows have to, you know what I mean? Because that's what these people come to these events because of these shows,
Mm-hmm. Everybody do.
Everybody do.
It's more about providing entertainment.
Yeah.
And
that's what do is all about.
It's
Yeah.
I know I get the idea that it's entertainment and you're trying to give the customer something. I mean, even though I don't agree with it, I get it. And it is comforting to know that if you're asked a direct question, you'll give an honest answer. I mean, I do like that. Because I have interacted with groups that will give a bullshit answer even when they're asked directly.
You know, I don't want that, and I've never been like that. Only because I don't want my reputation as an investigator to be tainted. So I don't want somebody to come to me and ask me something, you know, and me just I can't give a bullshit answer because you know, it's just not me. You know, so I will be.
So.
Bye-bye.
I will continue to take on the burden of being that guy.
Kenny will continue to take on the doo-doo.
I will be that guy.
Kenny is a doo-doo guy.
You should join porn.
I've been part of porn for like ever. Hello.
No,
member.
I gotta say, you porn doesn't count. I'm just
what?
saying. You porn doesn't count. I'm just
if
saying.
you don't Pornhub, you don't do it at all.
Well, Pornhub doesn't count either, man.
And there goes the show, right down the tubes.
Leave it to Tom. You know, what the fuck? Okay, we keep in mind all the equipment that we use is not made for paranormal investigations. It wasn't designed for paranormal. Some engineer didn't go or whatever didn't say, "Oh, I'm creating this because of paranormal investigations." Really, I mean, there is some.
Not just he had to drink. That's
right. No, he is slurring here.
You know what? I was letting him go. I wasn't going to say a damn thing. I was just letting him go. I wasn't going to say anything. No, I mean, we have to keep that in mind. We have to keep in mind that.
Yeah. He's talking about like the flare and you know and.
Well, all video
cameras. We're not inventing.
So here's something interesting. Because this to me, I don't know if this, and to me, I feel like. And I don't mean any disrespect to this group. So here's a group right here. We run a paranormal group in Hamilton, Ontario. My partner and I are both sensitives, and our program is done with accurate history of where we are going. And as somebody else just said, I find out the history before we go on an investigation. Personally, I don't, if I have never been anywhere, I don't want to know. I don't want to know because I feel like that can mess with your mind a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, and I want to go with a clear head.
That can hinder the investigation itself. It can. Bias.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I think it has to do with your approach.
At the same time, I feel like that, you know, if the history is accurate, if you know the history is accurate, because you know, we've been seeing a lot of stuff coming up with Ghost Adventures where, you know, they've been lying about all kinds of stuff of the history. I had to say it. I'll say that one.
Kenny says no. Not me.
Doesn't Tony kind of look like Zach Baggins?
Oh, no. You said the Z word. Don't say the Z word. What are you doing?
Oh, my God.
It is good. I always get the history afterwards because then if I'm not too much of a sensitive, if I do pick anything up, then it feels like it validates a little bit more for me. You know, if I don't know anything prior.
I'm possessed. I can't help it. I'm possessed.
I don't. He's impersonating Baggins. I don't. I mean, it's probably obvious to you guys. I don't buy into the sensitive or psychic or medium ideas. No offense. I don't buy into it. But no. I think knowing the history, what you're talking about, I think is just based on a different approach. I think the standard operating procedure of most ghost hunters go in looking for anomalies and rather than investigating the claims that have come before you. There's a big difference with that. And knowing the history is important to it. Knowing what went on before you got there is important to when you were investigating the mysteries, as opposed to looking for anomalies.
However, looking too far into the history gives you too much history once you go there to know what's going on, to say, oh, this is happening, and I'm feeling this, and I'm feeling that.
Well, you also have to make, like, how do you know 100% that is what the history is? You know what I mean? Like, you're going off of like stories being told, or you know what I mean? Like,
see,
stories like Taryn was talking about whistling at Fort Mifflin, and then all of a sudden Greg was talking about the whistling. Like, that's not history, but that's that's something that it was an event that happened that is known through Fort Mifflin to happen. But Taryn didn't know that. The last time she's been there since 2010 or something like that. She's just like, that's my experience. And then Greg's like, yeah, we have a known whistler, out of the blue. He just said that. So I'm
that's different because she didn't know about it beforehand. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Well, that's what I'm saying. For me,
somebody that knows about all the history beforehand, then they're too prone to say, "Oh, well, I hear this, I hear that." You know what I mean?
That's the difference in the approaches. Like what you're talking about, Tom, is being primed.
Right.
You're going in primed, and you already know the history. But that's the that's the typical ghost hunter approach. You're going in looking for anomalies. So if you know the history, it's easy to associate anything strange that happens with known events. Whereas if you're going, like my approach is more going in and looking at the individual claims that have been made. Like when you guys talked about like Elizabeth Pratt, who did not get hanged. I was one of those people that investigated that. That's why I posted the link, the article. I went into that and worked with the people at the fort. Lorraine, was it Lorraine that used to be there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lorraine.
Her. Yeah, she gave me the access to the records, and I was able to go through it and verify, yes, that Elizabeth Pratt did not live there at that time. She did not hang. I verified the death of her children, when they died, and all this information. So knowing the history helped me solve that case, that part of that mystery. So that's why, for my approach, history, knowing the history of the place is important. You have to know. It's part of the investigation.
I mean, knowing things, like knowing claims. Like, so if you're going somewhere and somebody says, okay, we always hear this here, we always hear this here, that's one thing where, okay, this is what, and then have you ever heard anything about, the land or this and that? I don't retain information very well, so we could walk around like fucking rolling hills, forget it. I couldn't tell you one damn thing about Rolling Hills, and we walked around that place for an hour before we investigated, and they explained things, and I don't remember. But
damn it, you should retain this information. What the hell's wrong with you?
I don't know. I just don't, And then,
either, like with claims of like the Whistler that you brought up, like
I never knew that.
No one found the source of that.
No.
So it's an experience. It's not history necessarily. It's an experience, but it's an unknown. It's right now. There's no resolution to that experience. No one's actually found the source. So it's an open mystery. It's not a ghost, but I'm sure a lot of people do consider it, paranormal, and others don't. But like for me, it's a mystery until we find the source of it.
That's a lot like the place that I've been roaming around lately, in the Chamonix State Park. I mean, nothing is paranormal at all whatsoever. But I have maintained as much of the history that I can as I'm walking around and I'm making the videos of it. Like I have to maintain that history for the videos itself. So
it's not even history though. I mean, with some of the stuff that we're talking about. Like the Whistler thing is not just necessarily history. It's just knowing what's going on, knowing what happened. Well, it's kind of history. I mean, because you have to know what.
Well, if it happened in the past, isn't it history?
Yeah, exactly. You have to know what was reported before.
I know what you're saying.
So
Gettysburg, that's unavoidable. You know what happened there. I mean, that is in history books. That is like whatever. Are all the little stories, are they 100% true? You don't know if they're 100% accurate, but the basis of it. So here's an example. I'm at the 20th Main
Never
Monument,
happened.
and I was thinking globally, you know. So I was like, "Are you from Pennsylvania?"
Yes, I am.
And you hear, "No, Maine," right? Didn't think to ask, "Are you from Maine?" Because I was at the 20th Main Monument. I thought, you know, "Are you from Pennsylvania?" Because I'm in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. You know, I wasn't thinking, you know.
That doesn't mean anything because, like, all those people that were fighting up there, most of them weren't from Pennsylvania.
So I said, you know, "Are you from Pennsylvania?" And you know, the recorder, you hear, "No, Maine." And for me, if I would have said, "Are you from Maine?" and you get a yes, that's like, is that really a yes? Is that disputable? You know, but to hear like, "No, Maine," you know, it to me was more, I don't know. What do you want to say? What word am I looking
So
for?
was that like? Did you record this?
Yeah.
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 Oh, can you send me a clip?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Give me time.
Oh yeah, I'm not around.
Literally like
no, do it
7 years ago.
Now.
Right now.
She said, "Give me time because you know I gotta like set it up and stuff like that and send it to you."
Yeah, I mean it was like 8 years ago, but I will.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I will. I mean, for me, that was amazing. You know, like not even thinking about that, but I mean, it was just, to me, that was awesome. You know, so even knowing, you know, you're where you're at. I mean, I think a lot, like the whistle, I think is residual. Like I just think it's just something that,
it's well, without a source, you don't know. It's everything speculation.
Yeah,
and that goes through our filters, our personal filters, our personal.
However, I never heard there was this claim of a whistler. You know what I mean? Like I never even knew that. You know, and then Greg came on, and he wasn't on yet. I saw him come on. I was like, we've been sitting here talking about Fort Mifflin forever. I was like,
ears must have been buzzing. Like, oh, somebody's talking about the fort. I got to get on somewhere online.
So I got a question. By whistler, do you mean like the artist?
Who's the artist Whistler?
Oh my goodness!
Like Whistler's mother.
Got the big statue up in Ashland, Pennsylvania.
Whistler's mother. Do you know that the art? No. Oh my God.
Yeah, in Pennsylvania, the Whistler's mother statue.
Well,
I only had to ask because that kind of ties into my my national Neshaminy State Park thing. Because one of the guys that was there actually studied with Whistler, and the guy that made Whistler's mother, and he made a tower that was like 4 stories tall, like each story being a different floor, and then he made like a underground place that was like 15 different rooms laid out like a maze, and that has a lot to do with like the videos that I recently put up. If you watch them, Kenny, don't sigh.
I'm not paying attention to you. Shut up.
You were sighing. I heard you. Don't do it just because you know you're like you got these little amount of subscribers and I got like 150. Don't sigh. Don't do it. So anyway, no, I was just bringing that up because you said Whistler. So anyway, go on.
How much have you had to drink?
How much if I had to drink? How much have you had?
Nothing.
Well, then I've had a whole hell of a lot more than you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Kenny had nothing to drink.
Yeah, right.
Work night.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I know it's a work night. I had one beer. I had one beer.
One.
My boss just texted me. He's like, "Can you be at work at 8:45 in the morning tomorrow?" I'm like, "Yeah." I know 8:45 is not that early, but it is.
I got to get up at 5. He got up at 2:45 today.
Yeah.
3:45.
The other day.
2 the other day, yeah. 2:45.
But like, where's your rum? Why aren't you drinking? What the fuck?
Because I was actually started listening to you guys on my way
I don't
home.
want to hear that as an excuse.
And I don't care.
Should I?
Usually we make you drink just by our conversation, so you're
Right?
telling me you weren't.
It hasn't been that bad.
No,
I mean,
damn
you
it.
started
Start
talking about
drinking
Fort
now.
Mifflin and
I
stuff like
appreciate
that.
that. I appreciate that, Biddler.
Where's Kenny's specialty?
I save it for Fridays.
Oh, I don't want to hear that.
Despite, contrary to popular belief, I do not drink all the time. I drink like maybe Friday night and Saturday night.
God,
That's
it's
pretty much it.
2:10.
I don't believe that at all.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe that at all.
It is 2:10 a.m. in Dublin, and she's watching.
Oh, I have a
Mom,
question. I have a
I
question.
love you. Thank you for watching.
So why are we getting all the? We're getting somebody from South Africa.
That's cool.
We have Ireland. I thought we had somebody from England. Oh yeah, we did Liverpool. Is it because of me? Because I play rugby?
That's all because of you,
Africa.
Tony.
Wasn't that a Toto song? Africa?
Yes, it was a good one.
Rain, come down.
It's because
Why?
why is it? No, because why South Africa? That's awesome. That's awesome.
Wait, South Africa. That's a good
Yeah.
one.
No, we had somebody from South Africa on here
South
too.
Africa.
Oh,
Yeah,
So-
that's cool.
It's pretty cool.
International. Nice.
Yes.
That's a very strong. It says Six Nations country. What? It's a Six Nations country.
he said what?
Trying to talk.
I'm not. How are you talking? It's a Six Nations country. Yeah. They won the Rugby Union Cup in 1995, and that was a big deal.
It's
And
nothing to do with paranormal. We're
no, it doesn't. But it's just interesting. No. England in the United Kingdom, about apparently 50% of people believe in the paranormal.
Well,
Why
I think
is
the
that,
U.S. has
Kenny?
got them beat.
This
Why
is
is
true.
that, Kenny?
In the
I've
United
actually got quite a few people on my YouTube from the UK who have like contacted me, like, and talked to me about stuff and said like it's like I don't know. I'm making videos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to get going.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think I gotta get ready for work
Appreciate
too.
We also,
Yeah.
in the 2 hours.
Go.
Greg, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Hey,
everybody.
Bye, Greg.
for coming on.
Bye.
And Tom, thanks for crashing the party.
Look at
See you
me.
in 2 weeks, Greg.
Later,
All right.
guys.
I'm gonna crash the party next week too.
All right.
All
That's
right.
what I do. It's me.
All righty.
I love
I'm
this
still
chick.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, Kenny fucking left. Fucking. Let's talk about shit.
Oh, geez.
I love her. I want her. She should come on the show. I love her.
Wait, you love Kenny?
Love,
Kenny is a her?
love.
When is Kenny a her?
No.
No. Tom.
I think we need to tell Donna that Kenny is a her. I'm just saying.
All right.
Good night,
So we will definitely be back on next week, Greg. I mean, I said we were going to have you on, but now you've been on. You know, we've been on talking about. So I guess you're off the hook for next week.
All right, and I'll make sure you guys get the link so you can share it.
Yeah. We're going to share it on the
Yes, we can.
show. So,
Yep.
this is awesome. Thank you, Dee. We love you.
Yes,
I love Dee.
you.
Let's see.
Dee is my favorite like family member ever. She's awesome.
He's awesome. Yeah.
She's my soul sister too.
He always
Oh.
makes it happen, man.
So our girl from Ireland said that she would love to join anytime. So that's awesome. So hopefully we can get her to come on because that would be cool. I would love to hear some of her experiences in Ireland. That would be awesome. I will private message you.
She said, "I would love to be on there."
Yeah. I'll private message her and see if I can't get her on. That would be
I would
cool.
love it.
All right. So till next week.
Yeah.
You know.
All right.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right.
And don't forget, July 1st, we're going to be Paranormal Brew, porn, is going to be on Paranormal.
Wow. Look at that. Taryn Porn is going to be on. No.
So, yeah, so cool.
What? Don't also forget, tomorrow night, I'm going to be on Talk with Teddy.
Okay.
Yes,
So-
well, share it so that we can share it to the.
I will definitely share it to this thing, but like, I will be on Talk with Teddy tomorrow night for like at least 2 hours. Like he likes to put his show on for at least 2 hours, and I'll be talking about my excursions. Sorry, I'm slightly drunk tonight, so you know, I will be talking about my excursions. It's all good. It's all good in the hood.
It's all good.
But definitely join me tonight on Talk with Teddy.
Tomorrow night.
Yes.
All right,
Greg.
we're going to go. Gotta get ready for work tomorrow.
Greg,
Thank you
2
for
weeks.
having me on.
All right.
All right, guys. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Chris O, I'll private message you.
Look, it's just me and you. Woo!
I'm out.
No, you're not. You're still here.
No.
Yeah.